President Uhuru Kenyatta has made the decision to support Raila Odinga for the presidency in 2022. Many Kenyans have been asking themselves one question: why the president is not supporting his deputy? As a matter of fact, if you follow the politics very closely, then you'll realize that the president actually made that decision even before the last general election. And that's why immediately after that election in 2017, the president reached out to Raila Odinga for a handshake. And that handshake, if you follow it closely, was one of the vehicles which the president had intended to make Raila Odinga the president. And after the handshake, then we had the Building Bridges Initiative process. Again, if you follow the politics around the Building Bridges Initiative process, it was also intended to help Raila Odinga become the president of the Republic of Kenya. And why would the president overlook his deputy and support Raila Odinga? The truth of the matter is that there was a major fallout between the DP and the president just before the last general election. And the president is also using the opportunity of making Raila Odinga the president to achieve two things. Number one, the president wants to resolve some historical issues in this country. Politics of this country has revolved around betrayal. The Jomo Kenyatta betrayed Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. And most people believe that because of that betrayal, that's what caused the mistrust between the Kikuyus and the Luos. And remember, anytime the Luos and the Kikuyu unite, there's always peace. So the president wanted a situation where he addresses that issue of the betrayal. Because remember, the president in the last election had issues even at the coast. And those historical issues can only be resolved by having this kind of support. Because the coastal region, for example, was supporting Raila Odinga. If the president extended his support to Raila, then the coastal region would view him as someone who tried kind of to address the issues, because the people of the coast have always believed that Raila Odinga can address their issues. So that's number one, that historical betrayal. Number two is the unity of the country. We had a bitterly contested general election in 2017. We had a bitterly contested election in 2013 and again in 2007. And the president understood this better. So he wanted to leave a country which is united, because it reached a point where in this country, President Uhuru Kenyatta only controlled the Kikuyus, because William Ruto was controlling the Kalenjins. So if Ruto took away the Kalenjins, so it meant the president was only controlling the Kikuyus. So he wanted a situation where the Kikuyus would vote for a Luo, and maybe after that, we have an expanded executive according to their thinking, so that at least other regions also feel included. And that scheme of making Raila Odinga the president of the Republic of Kenya led to many things. One of the things is that Jubilee Party, as we speak today, has disintegrated. So the president of late, through his Jubilee Party, and Raila Odinga through his ODM Party, have been trying to create an agreement on how they are going to work together. So these guys have actually come up with a power sharing formula. So in this video today, I want us to try and dive into the inside story of President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga's power sharing schemes ahead of 2022 general election. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button, so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, please, I want you to continue supporting your boy. You can do that by just clicking the thumbs up button. You can do that by sharing the videos, which is the best. And you can also do that just by dropping your comment for those who can drop their comments. I know so many of you guys might not be able to drop their comments. Now, I was talking about that solar power system. I'm going to put the description below, but you can check their website, which is www.powerafricasolar.com. They have the best quality solar systems. So just get there. You'll get They have branches. They have a branch in Kisumu and 2 branches in Nairobi and also in the United States of America. Now let us get back to business. Do you think President Uhuru Kenyatta supporting Raila Odinga will automatically make Raila Odinga the president? Because let's face it, if you look at the figures of the last general election, you just take the figures Raila got, the figures Uhuru got, then you can easily conclude that Raila Odinga is already the president. But the situation on the ground is different. The deputy president is not letting that happen the way Uhuru had anticipated, the way Raila had anticipated. The president has made it very difficult. I mean, the deputy president has made it very difficult for President Uhuru Kenyatta to deliver the larger Mount Kenya region. And even the coalition agreement, which is being drafted between ODM and Jubilee Party, will it succeed? It's going to, the president is actually finding it very difficult because of these 5 reasons. Number one, there is internal sabotage and external sabotage. Internally, around President Uhuru Kenyatta, there are people who believe that Raila Odinga is not the right guy to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta. And they also believe that Raila Odinga, even if he were to win the presidency, will not serve their interest. So that's internal. Externally, there are people, even someone like Ruto, someone like Kalonzo, who do not want Raila Odinga to be the presidential candidate. So these people are working day and night to stop anything which is going to come out between the president and his deputy. So that internal and external sabotage is really stopping President Uhuru Kenyatta from coming up with a coalition agreement with the Raila Odinga. The second thing is the fear of the unknown. Around the president, they are shaky. They've done so much to the DP. But they fear that Raila Odinga might not be the guy who can defeat the DP. They believe that Raila Odinga, without the larger Mount Kenya region, might not be the right guy. So these guys are trying experiments. Yesterday, you saw Musalia Mudavadi in Murang'a, and he was also in Butere earlier. So Mudavadi has been told to escalate his activities, to start moving around. So they want to create a perception that Mudavadi can actually win the larger Mount Kenya region. So if you have Mudavadi winning the larger Mount Kenya region, and then you bring the Luhya votes under Mudavadi, what happens? That's a pure presidency. But can Mudavadi win that? No. So there's this fear of the unknown amongst allies of the president, that Raila cannot win. So let's try this. This is not working. Let's go back to Raila. Raila not working. Let's try Mudavadi. Let's try Kalonzo. So they've been doing a lot of experiments because of fear of the unknown. Then there is the resistance from the larger Mount Kenya region. Because politics is local, President Uhuru Kenyatta's foot soldiers from the larger Mount Kenya region are not comfortable supporting Raila Odinga because they believe that supporting Raila Odinga would make them lose their seats on the ground. And they're justified on that. And then you go back at number 4, there's the One Kenya Alliance movement. The president's calculations was simple, that he was going to easily persuade the NASA coalition partners to support Raila Odinga. And then he was going to bring the Jubilee Party on board, and maybe KANU. But there's a resistance from the One Kenya Alliance movement. They're not going to support Raila Odinga easily. Although I'm told Kalonzo Musyoka has already agreed. But Mudavadi is bringing issues. Weta is bringing issues. Of course, this OKA and the NASA partners have their own issues to solve with Raila Odinga. So it's making it very difficult for President Uhuru Kenyatta to craft this power sharing arrangement. But in my view, this is what the president and Raila Odinga are working on. Who is going to be the presidential candidate? Of course, the president has figured out that Raila Odinga is going to be the presidential candidate. Then who is going to be the running mate? So in Jubilee and ODM coalition agreement, the running mate is going to come from Jubilee Party. And since the running mate is going to come from Jubilee Party, who will this person be? Is this person going to be Peter Kenneth? Is this person going to be Peter Munya? Or is this person going to be Gideon Moi? Because Gideon Moi and Jubilee has a coalition agreement. So which means Gideon Moi can be seconded as Raila Odinga's running mate through Jubilee? Or is it possible that the president is going to persuade Musalia Mudavadi, and maybe that was his plans of releasing Mudavadi to go to the larger Mount Kenya region? Then Mudavadi becomes the running mate. Is it possible that that running mate can be any other party? But the first thing the president is securing is that let ODM produce a presidential candidate, then Jubilee produce a running mate. Then maybe he can dangle that running mate now, maybe to Mudavadi, maybe to Kalonzo, and the rest. So once that's shared, then they go to the next one. The next one is going to be the Nairobi gubernatorial seat. The truth of the matter is that the Nairobi gubernatorial seat in 2022 is going to be decided on a table. People are going to negotiate. You won't just wake up from nowhere and start campaigning to be the governor for Nairobi. Maybe that's why so far, even if you look at the candidates who are presumed to be running, Jimmy Wanjigi, he's not concentrating on Nairobi. He's concentrating in national politics. Which other candidate is being rumored? They are all concentrating on national politics. So the fact of the matter is that Nairobi County, the governor, is going to be negotiated. Is it possible that the president is then going to tell them that Kalonzo, you be the running mate, Mudavadi, come to Nairobi? Just a minute. Ebukuja. Sorry, someone disrupted me a bit. So Nairobi is definitely going to be negotiated at the national table. The other positions which are going to be negotiated is the position of the Speaker of the National Assembly and of the Senate. Already there are rumors that Moses Wetangula is comfortable being the next Speaker of the Senate. And that's why he's actually pushing for Lusaka to go back to Bungoma. And if Lusaka will go back to Bungoma, then he's going to prevail on President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga to support that. So if he's going to run for the Senate and you want him to give you the votes, then he's going to tell you, I want Bungoma gubernatorial seat. Because the guy now, the Wangamati, they have fallen out with Wangamati. So he's going to tell these guys, I want Bungoma. So that's something which is going to be negotiated. The other thing which is going to be negotiated is sharing of government. How many cabinet ministers are we going to get as Jubilee? How many cabinet ministers are you going to get as ODM? And which ministries? Remember, someone like Karanja Kibicho would want a situation where he's going to remain in power. But again, the position he holds is so dear for any other president to allow him to continue serving. So are you going to make him an ambassador? Or where are you going to place someone like him? Someone like Fred Matiang'i. There's a group of people pushing for Fred Matiang'i to be a presidential candidate. If he's not going to be a presidential candidate, then it means his seat has to be secured. The other thing is going to be resource sharing. And this is where the Building Bridges Initiative process was coming in. One of the things the president wanted to do was to leave Mount Kenya in a safe hands. Simple, very, very simple. You allocate more resources to the counties based on population. Central Kenya or the larger Mount Kenya region benefits. So it means even if they don't have the presidency, then later on, when the president has been forgotten, the people there will remember the president as the only president who ensured they were allocated more resources. So that's something, resource allocation. And that's why the president was so keen on the Building Bridges Initiative process. And the other thing which is being negotiated is the term of the presidency. We are giving you this thing, Raila, but you only serve one term. Yeah? Then who next? So if the president had a succession plan, then it means the person who is going to be the running mate to Raila Odinga is going to be his person. Then that person should be able to take over from Raila Odinga after the first term. The question is, will Raila Odinga serve one term? So let us wait and see how things are going to unfold. But the truth of the matter is that President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga Odinga are at an advanced stage of unveiling their 2022 lineup. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.